Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Over the course of October I did a video every single day trying to recreate a different costume prompt using stuff out of my wardrobe. However, in the course of doing this, I did pull out a couple of options that just couldn't work out of my general wardrobe because I am extra but not that extra. Which is why we now have this. Outtakes, if you will. I have 3 projects coming up over probably the next 2 months, which are some of the most ridiculous things I've ever made, but at the same time, why not? As with all projects like this, I went in without much of a plan, and thus this first one is going to be broken up into several parts, as what I thought was the whole project was in fact only the beginning. It will be a couple of weeks, possibly even January, before I get to part 2, because you'll understand when the pre-Christmas video goes up. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and if you do enjoy this video, please do check out the link to my Ko-fi in the description below where you can make a one-off financial donation to support the channel. Enough rambling, let's get on to I used a commercial pattern from Simplicity for the bodice, so I didn't have to do a lot of pattern drafting and mock-ups, since at this point I was still hoping this would be a very quick project. As for the sleeves and the skirt, I more or less made it up as I went along, from similar patterns I'd done in the past, and also whatever shapes felt right. The fabric I chose for this is a regular craft felt. It's not the most comfortable thing to make a coat out of, but I needed something that absolutely would not fray when it came to doing the fine cut-out shapes for the windows. I found a window design that I liked and felt was simple enough that I could recreate it in fabric. Then, in order to make sure that all the windows would be the same, I created some paper templates and traced those onto the felt. The arched windows weren't too difficult. The circle windows that sit above them were a little trickier, and I ended up using the time-honoured method of finding various different circular objects in the craft room to see which was about the right size. In total, I ended up with 4 templates: the arched window panes, the circular window, and the cloverleaf insert. In this clip I'm tracing things out with chalk, but I later discovered that metallic marker pencils made a much better job on the felt. And then it was just a case of making all of the windows. For reference, other than the bodice design, there are 2 windows on each sleeve and 5 windows in total on the skirt. Initially I tried cutting out using a scalpel, but I found that this dulled the blade very quickly and wasn't very neat. In the end, the best method was actually just to use a tiny pair of scissors and go carefully. Each window took about 20 minutes to trace out, another 30 to 40 minutes to cut out, and then another 30 to 40 minutes to do the glass layer. The glass layer was done using organza. I picked out 4 colours based on my research of Gothic Cathedral windows: pink, purple, blue and green. Each design was outlined in fabric glue, and then sections of organza were pressed down over the top. I had some doubts about this method, but after a couple of tests I was happy that it was coming out the way that I had imagined. Just to reiterate, there were 9 whole windows, plus extra bodice detailing in this outfit, with at least an hour and a half's work in each one. You can see why I abandoned this project during October, and it's taken me most of November to get it finished. However, I hope you'll agree that the final results are something kind of spectacular. It's December 5th and it's snowing. I did mention that this is part 1. While this coat dress turned out more or less exactly how I imagined, and I'm really happy with the results, like regular stained glass windows, they don't really pop unless they're backlit. This is fine when I can, for example, stand in front of a well-lit window, but the rest of the time I don't feel the effect reads quite the way I wanted it to. Clearly, the only solution to this is to backlight the windows, but that's going to take a little while. So in order to find out how that happens, you'll have to wait for part 2 of this video. Please do hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see the final version of this outfit. Don't forget to leave me a like and a comment if you enjoyed this video. And since a snowy hillside is calling my name, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.